Hello, everyone, and welcome to Global English Talks. I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Mark. We're so happy you're here with us today.
This podcast is for people who are learning English and want to feel more comfortable in real conversations.
Yes, we talk about daily life, personal growth, and simple situations that happen to all of us.
We don't give heavy grammar lessons here.
No textbooks, just natural, friendly conversations you can listen to and learn from.
Today's episode is about meeting new people.
And by the end of this episode, you will feel more confident starting small conversations in English.
So relax, take a deep breath, and enjoy listening.
Let's get started.
So, Mark, can I ask you something? When was the last time you met someone new?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, last Saturday, I went to a friend's birthday party. I only knew one person there.
Oh no, that feeling. You walk into the room and suddenly your hands don't know what to do.
Exactly. I was holding a glass of juice like it was a microphone. I didn't know where to stand, near the food, near the door. I felt like a lost tourist.
That is so real. I had a similar moment last month at a small coffee shop. I went there to work and the owner started talking to me. She was very friendly, but my brain needed 5 seconds to wake up in English.
Yes, that small pause in your head. You understand everything, but you think, wait, how do I answer in a natural way?
And it's funny because meeting new people is normal. We do it at work, at school, at the gym, even online, but it can still feel uncomfortable.
Especially in another language. In your own language, you can relax. In English, sometimes it feels like you are walking on a small bridge over water. You don't want to fall.
That's a great image, and today we want to talk about that bridge.
Yes, because meeting new people in English doesn't have to feel scary.
It can actually be simple and sometimes even fun.
So let me ask you, Suzanne, when you meet someone new, what is the first thought in your head?
Honestly, please don't let me forget basic words.
I think many of our listeners feel the same.
And that's why this topic is important. Meeting new people is not just about language, it's about confidence, small steps, and simple phrases.
So if you ever feel nervous before saying, "Hi, nice to meet you," stay with us. This episode is for you.
So today, we're really talking about one simple thing, meeting new people in English without feeling frozen.
Yes, not perfect English, not advanced vocabulary, just natural, comfortable communication.
Because let's be honest, many learners can read English, many can understand podcasts, but when it's time to speak to a real person, everything feels different.
Your heart beats faster, your hands feel a little cold, and suddenly, simple sentences feel difficult.
Exactly, and that's normal. Meeting new people already takes energy. Doing it in another language adds extra pressure.
But here is the good news. You don't need to be impressive. You don't need to sound like a movie actor.
You just need to connect, even in small ways.
In this episode, we will talk about how to start conversations, how to stay calm, and how to sound natural even with simple English.
And if you enjoy this kind of relaxed, real-life English practice, make sure you follow Global English Talks so you never miss an episode.
Yes, we're here every week to help you feel more comfortable in daily English situations.
Today is not about being perfect.
It's about being human.
So let's explore how to meet new people in English in a way that feels natural, not stressful. So Mark, let's start simple. What does meeting new people really mean?
I think it means starting a connection with someone you don't know. It can be very small, maybe just saying hello, maybe asking one question. It's the first step of a possible friendship or just a nice conversation.
I like that. The first step. It doesn't mean becoming best friends in 5 minutes.
No, not at all. Sometimes learners think they must be interesting, funny, and intelligent immediately. But meeting someone new is often just simple exchange.
Like, hi, what's your name? Or how do you know the host? Or is this your first time here?
Exactly. It's small talk, short sentences, easy questions. The goal is not to impress. The goal is to open a door.
That's important. You're not giving a speech. You're not taking a test. You're just opening a small door between you and another person.
And when you meet someone in English, you are doing two things at the same time. You are learning and connecting.
Sometimes learners think, if I make a mistake, the conversation is ruined, but that's not true.
No, most people don't care about small mistakes. They care about your attitude. Are you friendly? Are you listening? Are you smiling?
So, meeting new people in English is not about perfect grammar, it's about simple communication with courage.
Yes, it's the courage to say something, even if it's short.
And sometimes one small sentence is enough to start something good.
Exactly. One simple, nice to meet you, can be the beginning of a great story.
Mark, I want to share an image that came to my mind. Meeting new people in English feels like walking into a small kitchen where you have never cooked before.
Oh, I like that already. Tell me more.
Imagine this. It's Saturday evening, you're at a friend's apartment, the lights are warm, people are talking, someone says, "Hey, come help us in the kitchen." You walk in, there are knives, pans, spices, and you don't know where anything is.
Yes, you open one drawer and it's full of random things. You feel slow.
Exactly. You know how to cook in your own kitchen, but here, everything is in a different place. You feel careful. You don't want to break anything.
That's exactly how English can feel. You know how to speak in your own language. You are funny, you are smart, but in English, it feels like the drawers are in the wrong place.
Yes, you know the words, but you need 1 or 2 seconds to find them, and while you search, you feel nervous.
But here's the important part. After 10 minutes in that kitchen, you start to relax. You find the salt, you find the plates, you understand where things are.
And suddenly, you're not just standing there. You are cooking, you are talking, you are part of the moment.
That's what happens when you meet new people in English more often. The first time feels strange. The second time feels a little easier. After a while, the kitchen feels familiar.
So maybe meeting new people is not about being perfect. It's about staying in the kitchen long enough to feel comfortable.
I love that. Don't run out of the kitchen. Stay. Try. Touch the words. Use them.
Yes, because the more you stay, the more natural it becomes. So, Mark, let's give our listeners something practical. What is the first simple thing someone can do when meeting a new person in English?
I would say focus on one easy opening sentence and use it often. Don't try to be creative every time. Choose something simple and safe.
Like what?
For example, "Hi, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you." Or, "How do you know the host?" Or, "Is this your first time here?" These are normal, friendly questions. They work almost anywhere.
I like that. It removes pressure. You don't have to invent something smart, you just use your go-to sentence.
Exactly. It's like having one comfortable jacket you always wear when the weather changes. You don't think too much. You just put it on.
That's a nice image. And when you repeat the same opening sentence many times, it becomes automatic.
Yes, your mouth learns it. Your brain doesn't panic. You say it smoothly, and that gives you confidence for the next sentence.
I remember when I started practicing public speaking, I always began with the same short introduction. It felt boring to me, but it helped me relax.
That's important. It may feel simple, but simple is powerful, especially in another language.
So tip 1 is prepare 1 or 2 easy opening sentences, practice them at home, say them out loud.
And when the moment comes, you don't freeze. You already know how to start.
And starting is usually the hardest part.
Yes, once you open the door, the conversation can move naturally.
Okay, Mark, let's move to another idea. After you say your first sentence, what comes next?
I think the second tip is very simple but very powerful. Ask about the other person. People usually enjoy talking about themselves.
That's true. When someone asks me a kind question, I feel seen. I feel comfortable.
Exactly. And you don't need deep questions. You can ask, "What do you do?" Or, "Where are you from?" Or, "How was your week?"
I like "How was your week?" It feels warm and natural.
Yes, and it gives the other person space to speak. When they speak more, you have time to relax and think.
That's such a good point. When learners feel nervous, they think they must talk a lot. But sometimes it's better to listen more.
Listening reduces pressure. It's like sitting in a moving car instead of driving it. You can look around, you can breathe.
I remember once at a networking event in a hotel lobby, I felt shy, so I decided to ask simple questions and really listen. After 10 minutes, I didn't feel shy anymore.
Because you were not trying to perform, you were being curious.
Yes, and curiosity feels natural. It doesn't feel like a test.
So tip 2 is ask easy questions and listen carefully. You don't need big vocabulary, you need attention.
And when the other person talks, you can say small reactions like, "Oh, that's interesting," or "Really? That sounds fun."
Those small reactions keep the conversation alive without stress.
So remember, you don't have to carry the whole conversation. You can share the weight.
Exactly. Conversation is not a solo performance, it's a shared moment.
Mark, I think many learners worry about mistakes, so maybe our third tip should talk about that.
I agree. Tip 3 is allow small mistakes and keep going.
That sounds simple, but emotionally, it's hard.
Yes, because when you make a mistake, your brain says, oh no, stop talking. But stopping makes the moment more uncomfortable.
I remember once I said, "I am boring," instead of "I am bored." The other person looked confused for a second.
That's a classic one.
I felt my face get warm, but then I laughed and said, "Sorry, I mean I am bored," and we both laughed.
And that laugh probably made the conversation more human.
Yes, it did. The mistake did not destroy the conversation. It actually made it lighter.
Mistakes are like small bumps on a road. When you are driving and you feel a bump, you don't stop the car, you continue driving.
I like that image. If you stop at every bump, you will never arrive anywhere.
Exactly. Most native speakers are used to accents and small mistakes. They focus on meaning, not perfection.
So instead of thinking, "I must speak perfectly," think, "I must communicate clearly."
And if you don't know a word, you can explain it in another way. For example, instead of "I forgot my umbrella," you can say, "I forgot the thing for rain."
It may not be perfect, but people understand.
And understanding is the goal.
So tip 3 is accept small mistakes, correct yourself if needed, and continue.
Confidence grows when you move forward, not when you stay silent.
For our fourth tip, I want to talk about something very simple but powerful: your body.
Ah, yes, body language matters a lot.
Sometimes learners focus only on words, but when you meet someone new, your smile, your eye contact, and your posture speak first.
That's so true. I once met a guy at a conference. His English was very basic. Short sentences, simple words, but he smiled, looked at me, and nodded while I spoke. I felt very comfortable with them.
That's a great example. Communication is more than grammar, it's energy.
Yes, if you stand with your arms crossed, looking at the floor, even perfect English will feel distant.
I remember in university, I practiced this. Before talking to someone new, I would take one slow breath, stand straight, and smile gently. That's true. You are not the only one crossing that small bridge.
So stand tall, breathe, smile, and say your first sentence. The rest will follow.
Mark, I think we should also say something important. It's okay to feel tired after meeting new people in English.
Oh yes, that kind of tired is real. It's not just social energy, it's mental energy too.
Speaking in another language is like holding a small flashlight in a dark room. Your brain is always moving the light around, looking for the right words.
That's such a good image. You are searching all the time, and searching takes energy.
I remember after my first international workshop, it was in a small office building downtown. I talked in English for 3 hours. When I got home, I sat on my couch and just stared at the wall.
Completely empty?
Completely. I wasn't sad, I wasn't stressed, just mentally full.
I felt that too. After long conversations in another language, your brain feels like a phone battery at 5%.
And here's the important message. That tired feeling does not mean you are bad at English.
No, it means he worked hard.
Exactly. Just like muscles feel tired after exercise, your brain feels tired after real communication.
So rest is not weakness, rest is recovery.
Maybe after meeting new people, you can take a quiet walk, or sit alone with a cup of tea, or listen to music without thinking too much.
Give your brain time to breathe.
Because confidence grows not only from practice, but also from recovery.
Yes, speak, connect, rest, repeat.
That rhythm is healthy and sustainable.
So if you ever feel tired after speaking English, smile and say, "Good job, brain. You did something brave today."
Now it's time for our tiny word tour. Let's look at some useful words for meeting new people. The first word is introduce.
Introduce means to tell someone your name and sometimes a little about yourself when you meet for the first time. For example, you can say, "Hi, let me introduce myself. I'm Mark. I work in marketing." It matters because introductions are the first step in almost every new connection. If you feel comfortable introducing yourself, you feel more confident in the whole conversation.
Great. Our next word is nervous.
Nervous means feeling worried or anxious before something happens. For example, I felt nervous before speaking at the party. This word is important because many English learners feel nervous, and it helps to name that feeling. When you say, "I'm a little nervous," it can actually reduce the pressure inside you.
I love that. The third word is confident.
Confidence means feeling sure about yourself and your abilities. For example, she sounded confident when she spoke English. This word matters because confidence is not about perfect grammar. It's about how you carry yourself and how willing you are to speak.
The next word is awkward.
Awkward describes a situation that feels uncomfortable or a little strange. For example, there was an awkward silence after my joke. This word is helpful because meeting new people can sometimes feel awkward, and that's normal. Knowing this word helps you describe those small, funny, uncomfortable moments.
Our fifth word is curious.
Curious means wanting to know more about something or someone. For example, "I'm curious about your job. What do you do exactly?" This word is important because curiosity makes conversations easier. When you are curious, you focus on learning about the other person instead of worrying about yourself.
The next word is connect.
Connect means to build a relationship or feel a positive link with someone. For example, we connected because we both love hiking. This word matters because the goal of meeting new people is not perfection, it's connection. Even a short, simple conversation can create a small connection.
And our last word today is impression.
Impression is the feeling or opinion someone has of you after meeting you. For example, she made a good impression at the interview. This word is useful because when you meet someone new, you are creating a first impression. But remember, a good impression is about kindness and clarity, not about perfect English.
I love these words. They're simple, but they really describe what happens when we meet someone new.
Yes, and the more you understand and use them, the more natural your conversations will feel.
Okay, Mark, I think it's time to gently challenge our listeners.
Yes, but nothing scary, just something small and realistic.
Here's the challenge. This week, try to start one short conversation in English with someone new. It can be very simple.
It could be at work or online, or maybe with a classmate. Even saying, "Hi, how's your day going?" counts.
And here's the important part. Don't judge yourself after. Just observe.
Yes, after the conversation, ask yourself, what went well? Not, what did I do wrong?
That small change in thinking is powerful. When you look for what went well, you train your brain to see progress.
Maybe you spoke clearly. Maybe you smiled. Maybe you didn't stop after a mistake.
Even one small success matters.
And if the conversation feels awkward, that's okay too. Remember our kitchen image. You are still learning where the drawers are.
Exactly. The goal of this challenge is not to be amazing. The goal is to show up.
So one conversation, one opening sentence, one moment of courage.
That's all.
And sometimes one small moment can change how you see yourself in English.
Now it's time for our tiny word tour. Let's look at some useful words for meeting new people. The first word is introduce.
Introduce means to tell someone your name and sometimes a little about yourself when you meet for the first time. For example, you can say, "Hi, let me introduce myself. I'm Mark. I work in marketing." It matters because introductions are the first step in almost every new connection. If you feel comfortable introducing yourself, you feel more confident in the whole conversation.
Great. Our next word is nervous.
Nervous means feeling worried or anxious before something happens. For example, I felt nervous before speaking at the party. This word is important because many English learners feel nervous, and it helps to name that feeling. When you say, I'm a little nervous, it can actually reduce the pressure inside you.
I love that. The third word is confident.
Confidence means feeling sure about yourself and your abilities. For example, she sounded confident when she spoke English. This word matters because confidence is not about perfect grammar. It's about how you carry yourself and how willing you are to speak.
The next word is awkward.
Awkward describes a situation that feels uncomfortable or a little strange. For example, there was an awkward silence after my joke. This word is helpful because meeting new people can sometimes feel awkward, and that's normal. Knowing this word helps you describe those small, funny, uncomfortable moments.
Our fifth word is curious.
Curious means wanting to know more about something or someone. For example, I'm curious about your job. What do you do exactly? This word is important because curiosity makes conversations easier. When you are curious, you focus on learning about the other person instead of worrying about yourself.
The next word is connect.
Connect means to build a relationship or feel a positive link with someone. For example, we connected because we both love hiking. This word matters because the goal of meeting new people is not perfection, it's connection. Even a short, simple conversation can create a small connection.
And our last word today is impression.
Impression is the feeling or opinion someone has of you after meeting you. For example, she made a good impression at the interview. This word is useful because when you meet someone new, you are creating a first impression. But remember, a good impression is about kindness and clarity, not about perfect English.
I love these words. They're simple, but they really describe what happens when we meet someone new.
Yes, and the more you understand and use them, the more natural your conversations will feel.
Okay, Mark, I think it's time to gently challenge our listeners.
Yes, but nothing scary, just something small and realistic.
Step 3. Learn 2 or 3 small reaction phrases. For example, that's interesting. Really? Or that sounds fun.
These small phrases are like bridges. They help the conversation continue without stress.
And step 4. After any English conversation, even a small one, write 1 sentence about it. For example, today I spoke to a new colleague. I felt nervous, but it was okay.
Writing 1 sentence helps you see progress. It makes the experience real.
And remember, daily action does not need to be big. 5 minutes is enough.
Consistency is more powerful than intensity.
A little practice every day builds natural confidence.
And natural confidence makes meeting new people much easier over time.
So, Mark, let's quickly remember what we talked about today.
Yes, we started by saying that meeting new people in English can feel scary, but it doesn't have to be.
We explained that it's not about being perfect. It's about opening a small door and starting a simple connection.
Then we shared the kitchen metaphor. When you enter a new kitchen, everything feels strange at first, but if you stay, you slowly learn where things are.
Exactly. The more you speak, the more familiar English feels.
We also shared 4 tips. Prepare 1 easy opening sentence, ask simple questions and listen, accept small mistakes, and use open body language.
We talked about rest, too. Feeling tired after speaking English is normal. It means your brain worked hard.
And in our tiny word tour, we learned useful words like introduce, nervous, confident, awkward, curious, connect, and impression.
Finally, we gave you a small challenge and daily actions to practice.
So the big message is simple. Meeting new people in English is not a performance,
It's a human moment.
and every small conversation helps you grow.
Before we finish, I just want to say something simple. If you feel nervous when meeting new people in English, you are not alone.
Not at all. Every confident speaker you see today was once the person standing near the door, holding a drink, wondering what to say.
And the only difference is that they kept trying.
Yes, they stayed in the kitchen. They crossed the small bridge. They accepted a few awkward moments.
And you can do the same. One sentence at a time.
Remember, you don't need perfect English to create a real connection.
You need courage, curiosity, and kindness.
And you already have those.
If this episode helped you feel a little more relaxed about meeting new people in English, make sure to follow Global English Talks so you can keep practicing with us.
Share this episode with a friend who is also learning English. Maybe you can practice together.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
We're really glad you're here.
Keep speaking, keep connecting.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.